Okay, so we are now going to discuss database anomalies. So when we are going to work with poorly designed database, we could encounter this what we call as anomalies. Okay, or with our just like with our previous videos, we were actually working only with a single table, and if ever that we are going to continue working with that a single table, then we are going to have more data on it. Okay, so we could surely encounter this what we call as database anomalies. So what are these database anomalies? Okay, this refers to inconsistencies or errors, take note, errors that can occur within a relational database during data, take note of this, during data insertion, when we insert, when we delete, or update or modify our data or record. Okay? These anomalies can lead to unexpected behaviors and data integrity issues. And we don't want to go there, okay, in these data integrity issues, because we are going to use databases because we want our records to be stored as efficient as possible. Okay? So, we are going to discuss each of these anomalies. Then later on our next video, we are going to discuss how are we going to solve these anomalies. Okay, so the first anomaly that we're going to have is we have the insert or the insertion anomaly. Okay, so we have it here. So insertion anomaly is we have a situation in a relational database where inserting new data in a table leads to undesirable effects. Okay? So, meaning when we insert a new record into a table, it is possible that it could lead to undesirable effects, okay? Such as the inability to insert a record due to missing attribute values or duplication of data. Okay? Missing attribute values or the duplication of data. Okay. So I have here a sample database. Okay. So it is table. Okay. So we have here TBL students, which contains the ID of the student, the name, and the address, and also with the subjects taken by that student. Okay. So let's go for a while. I'm going to discuss with you the content of this table so that we could understand it further and we could identify then what are the anomalies into this table. Okay, so we have here Mira. Okay, we have two records for Mira. Okay, so why it is because Mira takes two subjects, so we have the Java and networking. Okay, then we have Bea, one subject, just taken only DBMS, and Marchams. We have two records from Marchams, so we have Java and Python. Okay, so first, on the definition of the insert anomalies, we have here duplication of data. Okay, so as you could see here, we have now duplication of data. First, we have the ID, name, and address. Okay? So, if ever Mira is going to take 7 subjects, so therefore, there will be 7 subjects also for, 7 data for the ID, name, and address. Okay? And that's an insert anomaly based on our definition. Okay, so that's one. Another one is, we could not insert a record due to missing attribute values. For example, we have a new subject. We are going to offer, let us say, a new subject. So I'm going to insert it here. Okay. And the name of the subject is cyber security. Oops. We have cyber security, and let us say the code would be ITE 543. Okay. So then the value here would be null, null, and null. Why? Let us say, for example, there are no students yet enrolled into this subject. Okay? But since we have a single table, we are only using here a single table, so therefore we are going to save, or we are going to insert these values here. But then it has an anomaly. Why? It is because, as you could see, we have null values. Okay? Because we could not insert just this data here without a student. Okay, so that's the limitation now with our database design. Okay, why? Because we are using here only a single table. Okay, so take note, duplication of data, and it is possible missing attribute values. Attribute, as you can see, these are attributes. Okay, so we have here missing attribute values. Okay, so there must be something to be done so that we could still add this subject into our database without, even though there are still no student who have enrolled into this subject, and we are going to have that in our next video. Okay, so next is we have the update anomaly. Okay, an update anomaly occurs when modifying data in a database leads to inconsistencies. Okay, so there will be an inconsistencies into our database records. Okay, so when updating data, we expect the changes to be consistent. Okay, and take note of this, across related records. Okay, we're going to have the example later on. And an update anomaly arises when only part of the data is updated and leaving other related instances unchanged. Okay, so this results in conflicting or contradictory information within the database. So for example, let us say, okay, for example, Mira has transferred to another address. Okay, so Mira transferred to Bugo. Okay, now for example, you have you forgot to update the other records. Okay, so take note, the related records here is the first and the second record. Okay, now you have only changed the first record, so therefore in this example we have an update anomaly since we have only changed one record but the related record is not changed. Okay, another one, for example, Java has been changed into Intro to Java. So you have changed same subject code, you have changed the description, but you forgot to change, or you missed to change the other related records, because the related records here is we have the ITE 231 and another ITE 231 here. Okay, so we have now an inconsistency into our subject description because 231 and 231 must be the same, but we have different description. Okay, so that's an update anomaly, or updation, they call it updation anomaly. Okay, I think grammatically wrong, but okay, so we're just going to have updation anomaly. Okay, then the last is we have the delete anomaly. A delete anomaly is a situation in a relational database where deleting a record, by the way, the other term for a record is a tuple. Okay, deleting a record from a table unintentionally or even though intentionally results in the loss of other related data. Okay, so you want to delete something, okay, a data, but other related data has been also included in your delete operation. For example, okay, let us say Bea transferred to other school, okay, or withdrawn, okay. Bea dropped the DBMS subject. Okay, and take that here into our table, only Bea has been enrolled into the DBMS subject. Okay, so therefore I want to delete the record of Bea. Okay, and when we are going to delete the record of Bea, we must have to delete the entire record. Okay, this is by the way a record or a tuple. Okay, and since I want to delete Bea, but what will happen to the subject? Okay, so the DBMS subject has also been deleted, although I only want to delete the record of Bea. Okay, so therefore, as you could see, uh, the DBMS subject could not be seen now into our table. Why? It is because I have unintentionally deleted that subject because I deleted the record of Bea. Okay? So take note again, I want to delete only a certain set of data into our record. But since um, in our database we must have to delete, okay, I'm going to delete the record. So therefore, the record for the DBMS is also deleted. So therefore, the subject DBMS could not be found now into our database. Okay, so that's the delete anomaly. And by the way, as we are going to have the normalization later on, or multiple tables later on, I could still show you other examples of those anomalies, okay? Even though we are already using multiple tables, okay? So, how are we going to avoid these anomalies? Okay? So, the only way to avoid these anomalies is to properly design our database. Take note, properly design. Okay, we must have to design it properly so that we could avoid all of these anomalies. And how are we going to properly design our database? Is through database normalization. Okay? But anyway, this is going to be discussed into our next video. So again, as a recap, what are the three anomalies? So we have the insert anomaly, then we have the update anomaly, and the delete anomaly. Okay? So that's all for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.